Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody. It's time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Greetings to Frank and greetings to the birthday boy, Ben Witz. Happy birthday, Ben. Hello, Kenyon. Welcome, sir. Somehow my screen got enlarged here. Well, somehow. I know how. It was Mookie stepping on it. Just now turned the AC off, okay, so it's going to be quiet enough for the game today. I'm sitting right by the air conditioner, the wall unit in the dining area, which, as you know, is my desk area. Well, you may or may not know, but some of you know. Now everybody knows. I'm going to finish cleaning my glasses here. We'll get into this one. Still on May the 14th, 1966, part of a complete 1966 season replay, of course. And it's the Washington Senators today at the Minnesota Twins. The Twins come into this one just a game and a half back of the Orioles. Orioles dropped the first two of a 4-game set to the Cleveland Indians. Therefore, Minnesota's 14-7. Washington comes in 11-13, and we've got two good pitchers on the mound today. Lefty Pete Rickert for Washington, righty Mudcat Grant for Minnesota. And welcome to Ron McGrath. Glad to have you, Ron. Oh, I see what I can't see now because the screen is enlarged. Let's see, let's go to the default view. Except I lost the chat. How is that possible? Good grief. There it is. Now it's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, Mookie effed everything up. Okay, let's look at the replay stats for our starting pitchers today, shall we? Rickert so far, 2-4 with a 4.31 ERA. This will be his 8th start. He has one complete game. 48 innings, 43 hits, 38 strikeouts. Rickert, a strikeout pitcher, about what you would expect to see. Mudcat Grant has been marvelous for the Twins. He's 4-1 with a 2.66 ERA. In 5 starts, he has 3 complete games, one of them a shutout. So this is the 6th start for Grant, the 8th start for Rickert. Grant, 41 innings, 37 hits, 25 strikeouts. And there's your pitching numbers, whatnot. Frank's for a Twin win today. Killebrew with a homer. And welcome to Tony. Glad to have you, Tony. Let me refresh this so I can read the bottom of the chat. Happy rolling love your. Thank you very much, Tony. Tony, is this your first time in the chat? I see you have the Strat-O-Matic insignia there. Anyway, glad you're enjoying the games. I'll get you the starting lineups here and we'll get underway. Let's get the lineup for Washington. Fred Valentine will lead it off in center field. Don Blasingame is at second base, batting second. Dick Nenn, the first baseman, moves up to the 3 spot. Big Frank Howard in left in the cleanup spot. Jim King will be in right field, batting 5th. Ken McMullen moves down to the 6th spot. He'll play third base. Paul Casanova behind the plate, batting 7th. Steady Eddie Brinkman at short hits 8th. And Pete Rickert, the pitcher, bats 9th. The Twins defensively have team captain Earl Batty behind the dish. Killebrew at first. Allen at second. Cesar Tovar at short once again. Another day off for Versailles, although he pinch hit in this game in real life. He is available. Rich Rollins, the hot man Rollins at third. The outfield left to right, Allison, Costco, and Oliva. Oh, you have been in the chat once. Excuse my memory. It shows my age. Shows in my memory, I'm afraid. Okay, we're ready to go. Mudcat Grant completes his last warm-up toss as Fred Valentine steps up to the plate, a switch hitter batting lefty against Grant. Valentine comes in leading the ball club in hitting at a hefty 341. Also leads in homers with 6. Well, actually, he's tied with Jim King in that category, and he has a dozen RBIs. Here is Grant into the windup and the pitch to Valentine on a 5-5 left-hander. It's a fly ball into left field. That's going to be Allison. He'll make the catch for out number 1, and we are underway. Frank, you are way too kind, my friend, but I appreciate it. There's Michael. Oh, nice, Mike. Was not impressed. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. No, I get what you're saying there, the quality of the cards. Yeah, that's where they seem to skimp a bit. Of course, the cards being their number 1 expense. Small company. I imagine they're the same cards as these, right, Michael? I mean, basically very thin card stock. Here's Blasingame now. Blasingame coming in at 227. Just 10 for 44 with no homers, no RBIs. Left-handed hitter. 311 right-handed. That's a base hit into right field. So Blasingame with a 1-out single. Let's check his steal rating. He's a 13, no star, no threat to steal. Twins battery with Grant a -1 hold, Batty a 0 arm. And Dick Nen will be the hitter now. Nen hitting just 178, 8 for 45. No homers, 3 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. Grant working out of the stretch. That's going to be a 4-4 left-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That could be 2, but let's keep in mind that Tovar is a 4E42 at short. Hold your breath on this one. And we got a dice down. That'll be a reroll. Into the hole is Tovar on a 13. He makes the play and throws him out. Fine play by Cesar Tovar at short. Hang on a second. We got a runner at first. That's a ground ball C. Runner will advance. So 6-3X, Blasingame to second. And here's Frank Howard with the runner in scoring position and 2 down. Howard batting .306 on the season, but only 1 home run. Grant gets his sign now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Howard. That's a 2-8 right-handed fly ball to left. Can of corn for Bob Allison. And that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the first. Washington nothing, Minnesota coming to bat. As Rickert gets loose, I'll give you the Twins lineup. Tovar at short, leading off. Rich Rollins playing third base, batting in the 2 spot. Tony Oliva in right field hits third. Andy Costco is in center today against the lefty in the cleanup spot. Harmon Killebrews at first base, hitting 5th. Bob Allison in left field bats 6th. Earl Batty, the catcher, 7th. Bernie Allen at second base hits 8th, with Grant, the pitcher, batting 9th. The Senators defensively have Paul Casanova catching, Nen at first, Blasingame and Brinkman up the middle with McMullen down at third. Outfield left to right of Howard, Valentine, and Jim King in right. And welcome to Mike. Glad to have you, sir. I've turned the AC off. I had it on earlier. 93 today. It's going to be loud the next few days for the games, as we're going to crack 100 over the next 3 or 4 days, and I'll probably have to run the AC during the games. We'll have to see how that goes. You guys can be the test for that and tell me if it's too loud. All right, bottom of the second. I'm sorry. What am I saying? Bottom of the first. Rickert, the lefty, ready to work as Cesar Tovar steps to the plate. Tovar just 6 for 38 so far, 158, does not have an RBI. So Tovar trying to get his 1966 untracked. As Rickert stares in, fires it in there on a 3-8 left-handed, and he misses outside. That will be a lead-off walk to Tovar. Tovar with good speed, a star 17. Let's check the Washington battery now. Rickert a -1 hold. Casanova with a -1 arm, so it's a combination of 2. That makes Tovar a 15. They'll have to hold him on, making him a 13. And Rich Rollins will be the hitter. Hot man Rollins, I'll tell you what. Hasn't played much, but he's 6 for 10 in the 10 at-bats he does have. One of those hits a home run and 3 RBIs. Many of you may remember the last couple of games for Rollins. Just his 5th ball game this year. Playing third base. Rickert from the stretch. Pitch to Rollins on a 3-7, single into center, and Rollins' hot-hitting ways continue. That's an open single. Tovar could go to third on that, 15. Valentine with a -1, 14. With nobody out, they're going to hold up, play it conservatively, and see how it goes. Heart of the order coming up. Tony Oliva steps to the plate. Arguably their best player. Oliva comes in at 241, 3 homers, a dozen RBIs. Left on left here. Rickert in a jam in the first inning already. First and second, nobody out. Here's the pitch now to Oliva on a 2-8. It's a grounder back to the pitcher. Rickert has it, turns quickly down to Brinkman for 1. On to Nan for the completion of the double play, a 1-6-3. Tovar moves over to third, but there's 2 away now, and it'll be up to Andy Costco. I hear that, Kenyon. In fact, I kind of feel that Rickert has really pitched in poor luck so far this season. A 4.31 ERA. 3.37 in real life. Let me check my crowd noise here. That seems to be a little light. Okay, we'll try that setting for a while. Okay, runner on third, 2 down. Here is Costco. Costco is just 3 for 29 so far. That's 103. Batting cleanup. Another one of those shake your head lineup selections, right? Rickert checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Costco. That's going to be a 3-4 grounder down to third. That's McMullen. Throws him out, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. We're scoreless after an inning. Yeah, you know, Frank, that's where I remember Rickert as a reliever. Man, he threw hard. I don't know if he threw as hard as a starter. You know what I mean. The starters tended to pace themselves more. When he got to the point where he was in the bullpen and he could just throw 1 or 2 innings, he was coming in. He threw about as hard as anybody I saw in the early 70s. Senators come to bat in the second. Another magic man, Jim King, will lead things off. King hitting just .211, 8 for 38, but 6 of those 8 hits are home runs. And he leads the team in RBIs with 15, in part-time play, mind you. King, 8 for 38, 6 home runs, okay? Grant into the windup. That's a 6-11 left-hander. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Oliva at the track, at the wall. He leaps. And it's gone. Another home run for Jim King. His 7th of the season in part-time play. Holy cow, let's look at it again. 6-11 lefty. To 13, just barely cleared the top of the fence. We had to wait a second to see if Oliva was going to be able to pull that one down. And indeed, it's a home run for Jim King again. King comes through, and it's 1-0 Washington. Holy cow. Here's McMullen now, hitting .255, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Grant staring in, the pitch to McMullen, 5-9 right-handed. That's going to be a fly ball into right field. Oliva has plenty of room to get this one. And he pulls it in for out number 1. Oh my goodness, Chip King. There's some interesting little cards making their own stories so far in this replay. Here's Casanova now. Paul Casanova, the catcher, hitting .265, just 1 home run. Ground into the windup. It's going to be a 1-8 right-handed. Ground ball up the middle, cut off by Tovar. Turns and fires for the out. A part-time homer, there you go. 7, so now he has 9 hits, right? Is that right? Yeah, he has 9 hits and 7 of them are home runs. Here's Brinkman with 2 out. Steady Eddie batting .284 so far. 1 home run, 9 RBIs. He has 8 extra base hits. Grant into the windup. That's going to be a 5-7 right-handed. It's a double to 2 on a 16. He'll settle for a long single. And that'll turn the lineup over, if nothing else. Brinkman with a 2-out single. Brinkman a star 15, which would make him Grant a -1, Batty a 0. He'd be a 14 not held. We're going to not hold him. Washington will not try to steal, even though it's 70%, giving him a good lead. Simply because if he were to get thrown out, then you'd have the pitcher leading off the next inning. So they'll take their chances with the record. Left-handed batter, he does have end power, but he's only a 2-hitters card. Grant out of the stretch on a 112. Liner right into the glove of Tovar, and that'll do it. Washington strikes first, though, on a Jim King home run. And they lead it 1-0. His slugging average. Well, I know what it was prior to that at bat. Let's take a look at the sabermetric averages. He was slugging .684 coming into the game. And he added 4 bases in 1 at bat right there. Easy. With only 38 at bats. No, excuse me, 38 at bats. So now he's 9 for 39. 7 home runs. Okay, to the bottom of the second. Killebrew, Allison, and Batty for the Twins. Killebrew comes in hitting .333. They're a hitting leader among players that officially qualify. Rollins and Hall are batting higher, but without enough at-bats to qualify. Killebrew also 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Someone predicted a Killebrew home run today. Frank or Perry? Rickert staring in. Here's the windup, the pitch to Big Harmon Killebrew. That's a .312 left-handed, and he hits him. Oh my goodness. One that got away. Well, Rickert's not telling. Killebrew jogs down to first. He doesn't seem too awfully upset. And the batter will be Bob Allison. Allison hitting just .211, 8 for 38. Does not have a home run yet. Excellent power against lefties on this card. Rickert out of the stretch now. Pitch to Allison is a 3-7, and he loses him ball 4. So a hit batter and a walk, a little lapse of control here for Rickert in the second, and the Twins have 2 on and nobody out. And Earl Batty coming to the plate. Batty hitting .281 so far, 2 home runs, and a team leading 17 RBIs. Rickert gets the sign now from the stretch. Pitch to Earl is a 2-7 left-handed. He pops him up right side. Infield fly rule is Blasingame, circling under it and makes the catch. Here's Bernie Allen now with one down. Allen, the left-handed hitting second baseman, comes in at 284. 1 home run, 11 RBIs. He does have 8 doubles worth mentioning. Left on left. Rickert comes in there, 311. It's a foul ball behind the plate. Back goes Casanova. Drops the mask and puts it away. And now Rickert can use Grant as the out man here. Grant, a right-handed batter, 3W. Rickert staring in. Here's the pitch. 5-8 right-handed. A fly ball into straightaway center. Valentine comes in a few steps and corrals it for out number 3. No runs, no hits. The Twins leave a pair. At the end of 2 innings complete, it's Senators 1, Twins nothing. And what figured to be a good pitching matchup, so far it has been. Still very early. Mudcat Grant here getting ready to pitch the third. Sure you can, Jeremiah. Call up the boss and tell him Spokane Steve said you could have another day off. Top of the order for Washington. Here's Valentine, 0 for 1. Batting left-handed against Grant. That's going to be a 6-7 left-handed. Grounder to second base X. That's Bernie Allen, a 3E22. Tough play for Bernie as he ranges behind the bag. That's going to be a 14. He's got it, turns and fires, and he is out. 4-3X. Valentine retired. And the batter will be Don Blasingame. Blasingame singled his first time up. Grant gets the sign from Batty. Here's the pitch now. 5-5 left-handed. It's a fly ball the other way into left field. Coming in is Allison. And he's there to make the grab for out number 2. And here's Dick Nen now. Nen 0 for 1. Grant staring in. Lined up the pitch. 110 right-handed. He struck him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Senators in the third. Still 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the inning. And welcome to Greg, who's joined us in the chat. Thanks to everybody who's here watching the game and everyone who watches the game on the video as well. I realize that many people simply can't be here live, but still enjoy the games, and you're every bit as important to the channel. I do love the chat, though. Some of the regulars in this chat get some really interesting topics going. A good group and a pretty good camaraderie developing in this group. Anyway, to the third we go. Top of the order for the Twins. Here's Tovar, who walked to lead things off. Rickert gets the sign from Casanova. The windup and the pitch, a 3-4 left-handed. That is a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Frank Howard at the wall. It's gone. Home run Tovar, and we're tied. Holy cow, let's take another look. 3-4 left-handed. The rule is a 1, homer 1 through 7. And that cleared the wall. Tovar, I think that's his first. It is indeed. That's his first home run. Whoops. Yeah, no, it is. 3-4. That's his first home run. What's going to be one of his very few, in fact. He's a weak both ways, but he got it on his own card, a 3-4, 1-7. He hit 2 that season. Well, there's one of them. And here's blazing hot Rich Rollins. Rollins now 7 for 11 on the season. Rickert into the windup. That's a 6-7 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Rickert cooling off the blazing hot Rollins, at least temporarily. And here's Tony Oliva now. Oliva bounced into a double play in the first. Left on left as Rickert comes set and delivers 4-3 left-handed. Oliva lofts a high fly ball the other way to left. Frank Howard backing up a bit. And it comes down into his glove for out number 2. 2 away, nobody on, and here's Andy Costco. Costco 0 for 1. Rickert with the pitch. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed, a fly ball into straightaway center. Valentine backing up a bit. He's there to make the catch to retire the side. The Twins get a run on the Tovar home run. And after 3 innings complete, we are all tied up at 1. And there's Franklin. How come Rollins sounds familiar? Rich Rollins. I remember Rollins. He became the third baseman for them in the 70s. Well, let's delve into that a little deeper. Who knows, Franklin? Maybe he played for Baltimore for a while. No, he played almost his entire career for Minnesota, finishing up with some shortstops, a shortstop at Milwaukee and a shortstop with Cleveland in 1970. Oh, I was way off about his period of time he played. He broke in with the Twins in 61 with a cup of coffee. Became the primary third baseman in 1962 when he made his only all-star team. 16 home runs and 96 RBIs that year. He had another fine season in 63. Solid in 64. 65, he played 140 games, and then from 66 on, his playing time started to dwindle. I'm guessing that's about the time Killebrew came on the scene. I'm going to take a moment here and see if I can let Mookie out of the bedroom. Maybe he'll behave himself now. We shall see how it goes. Oh, just the name, Rollins. Rollins. Well, there was a Rollins, there's Sonny Rollins, the musician, jazz musician, comes to mind. Probably no help there. That's what pops into my head. His magnificent album, Saxophone Colossus, stands out amongst his catalog. And we move to the 4th. Frank Howard will lead it off for Washington. Mudcat ready to go to work here. He's set now. Big Frank standing in from the right side. Grant into the windup. 4-5 right-handed as a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Tovar again. 40-42. Remember, he made a fine play on his first X check. And on this one, on a 5, that's under his glove and into left field for a single. A leadoff single for Frank Howard. Absolutely no threat to run, obviously. And here is Jim King once again, the amazing Jim King. 7 home runs now in part-time play. Grant checks Howard, now from the stretch. The pitch to Jim King is a 1-8 right-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. So Grant perhaps pitching carefully to King. And the Senators have runners at first and second with nobody out. Here's McMullen now. McMullen flew to right his first time up. Casanova and Brinkman to follow. He will swing away. Here's the pitch from Grant. 1-8 right-handed. It's a grounder to short. That's going to be 2. To Tovar, to Allen, to Killebrew, double play. Almost should have went with my gut there as the Senators manager. I briefly thought about bunting with McMullen and thought no, because the hitters coming up behind him really aren't anything special. The lineup pretty much ends with McMullen, in other words. And Jimmy Jam's in the house. Welcome, Jimmy. So runner at third, but 2 away now, and here's Casanova, 0 for 1 today. Grant checks the runner, now the windup and the pitch, a 2-11 right-handed. Comebacker, Grant has it, takes a couple steps towards first and tosses it to Killebrew to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left for the Senators. And we're still in a 1-1 tie as we move along to the bottom of the 4th inning. Yes, this time it definitely ended there. Harmon Killebrew will lead off the bottom of the 4th for the Twins. Rickert set now. Killebrew standing in from the right side. He was hit by Rickert in the 2nd inning. Rickert gets the sign now. Here's the pitch to Killebrew. It's a 1-6 left-handed, and he walks him. Leadoff walk to Killebrew, and here is Bob Allison. Allison walked his first time up. In fact, Rickert has walked 3 so far and hit a batter. From the stretch, the pitch to Allison. That's a 2-11, and he hits him, his 2nd hit batter of the game. Holy cow, so the inverse of the 2nd inning, right? In the 2nd inning, Killebrew was hit and Allison walked. In the 4th, Killebrew walks and Allison is hit. And now it's the Twins who have 1st and 2nd and nobody out. And Earl Batty coming to bat. Batty 0 for 1. Rickert's in a little bit of a jam here now. Checks the runners from the stretch. The pitch to Earl is a 6-4 right-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. That's McMullen, a 3-24. Tough play. Here's the roll on the play. On an 18, he's got it. Throws down to Blasingame for a 1 to then not in time. That'll be a force play. 5-4 force. Killebrew will take 3rd. Runners at the corners, 1 away, and here's Bernie Allen. Well, I don't know about Stengel, Frank, but I'll bet Ron Hunt said it. Right? Franklin, that's a good point. Maybe there should be something after you hit, too. A warning, and then the next one's an automatic ejection roll. Something like that. I'll think that over. Okay, how are we playing this now? Runners at the corners in a tie game. Batty, no threat to run. Allen, a poor bunter. Let's check Allen's ground ball A's here. Looks like about 12, 13. Not a lot of ground ball A's. We're going to pull the infield in. Left on left. The pitch from Rickert, a 3-4 left-handed, and he walks him to load the bases. So Rickert's been battling his control from the very beginning. He walked the first batter he faced. He's now walked 4 and hit 2. So far, he's been able to escape major damage. But the Twins have the bases loaded now and 1 away. And here's Grant. Grant, an A bunter. Runner at third, however, is Killebrew, eliminating any possibility of a squeeze. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch to Grant, a right-handed hitter. On a 3-9, struck him out. Not all that surprisingly, Rickert blows down the opposing pitcher. And it'll be up to Tovar. Rickert has not been able to retire Tovar today. He's walked and homered. Rickert checks the runners now. Full windup, pitch to Tovar. That's a 3-8 left-handed. It's a bases-loaded walk, and that'll force in a run. So Rickert walks in a run. Killebrew scores. Batty down to third, Allen to second. It's 2-1 Minnesota. And here comes the blazing hot Rich Rollins. Rickert trying to get out of this jam now. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the pitch to Rollins. That's going to be a 1-7 fly ball into left field. Backing up a bit is Frank Howard. He's there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. The Twins take the lead, however, a single run without the aid of a hit. They leave the bases loaded, and after 4 innings of play, lead it 2-1. So things could have been a lot worse for Pete Rickert so far. He's been able to dodge his wildness and keep the damage to a minimum. Grant, meanwhile, has been coming right after the Washington hitters. Brinkman will lead off the 5th. Brinkman singled his first time up. Grant comes in there with a 1-8 right-handed. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Tovar has it, throws him out for out number 1. That'll bring up Rickert, left-handed hitter with end power. Here's the pitch on a 2-4. It's a base hit up the middle. How about that? Rickert helps his cause with a single. So Rickert with the 1-out knock, and here's Valentine. Valentine's been the Senators' best hitter all season. He's 0 for 2 today. Grant from the stretch. Pitch to Fred Valentine is a 2-6 right-handed, a double on a 1 on a 13. That's going to be a 2-star single, allowing Rickert to take third. And the Senators have him cornered with 1 out in the 5th. Valentine is a star 17 stealer. 16 not held. They'll hold him. He'll be a 14 held. When Blasson came up, he's going to try for the lead. 3 through 6. 2, he does not get the lead, and Blasson will swing away. Here's the pitch now on a 6-3. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's Bob Allison. Allison a 3-10. Tough play. Allison on his horse. Here's the result of the play on a 4. He can't get to it. That's down for extra bases. Here comes Rickert to score. Valentine will be stopped at third. And it's an RBI double for Blasson, and we're tied again. Checking the chat now. Greg, a longtime Twins fan. Average to below average. Weren't they good in 65, though, when they went to the World Series? Versailles was a good shortstop. Yeah, was Rickert known to partake? I don't know. So now we've got runners at second and third and one out, and the Twins will pull the infield in for Dick Nen. Tie ball game. Grant checks the runners. Now the pitch from in. It's going to be a 5-7 left-handed single. 2 stars, and both runs will come in. Nen with a single. Valentine scores. Here comes Blasingame to cross the plate. Nen will round and hold at first with a 2-run single. And it is 4-2, Washington. 4 consecutive hits for Washington off of Grant here in the 5th. And the Twins will get somebody up in the pen. Dave Boswell loosening down there. He pitched in this game in real life. And big Frank Howard at the plate. Still just 1 away. Howard 1 for 2. Batty flashing the signs. Grant now out of the stretch. 1-2 is a high fly ball to deep left field. Allison is going back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Frank Howard finally gets his second home run of the season. A 2-run blast, and they open it up. And here comes Sam Mealy, and that is going to do it for Grant. So it's an early shower today for Mudcat. Howard's second home run of the season. And that makes the score 6-2 Washington. So Grant will hit the showers. He lasts just 4 1/3 today. I guess as good as his numbers have been so far, he was kind of due for an off outing. I don't know. He allowed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 6 runs all earned. Walked 1. Struck out 1. And Dave Boswell will come on now. Here's Boswell. Pretty good card. Really nice hits to innings ratio and more strikeouts than innings, which, you know, we see that a lot in today's game, but you didn't see that much in those days. Hardly at all, in fact. Boswell on the replay so far, he's been a starter so far. He's had 3 starts, 2-0 with a 1.99 ERA, 1 complete game, 23 innings with just 13 hits allowed and 26 strikeouts. Rated 3 for relief endurance. He'll be coming on here to face Jim King with Ken McMullen on deck. That's great, Greg. All right, Franklin, the triples. Yeah. Do you have a guess for today's game, the triple pool? I don't know, Greg. I'm tempted to say, who the hell didn't Billy Martin hit in a bar? King has homered and walked so far. Here's Boswell now, into the windup. Pitch to King is a 5-9 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Oliva at the wall. It's gone, and frickin' Jim King has done it again. Holy cow. His 8th home run of the year in his 40th at-bat. Oh my God, I'm just trying to wrap my head around that for a minute. I gotta look at the card now. I mean, 2-8, 1-9, 2-11, 1-13. That's it. He hit 10 in 310 at-bats. He's already got 8. Yes, sir. King for a day. So 2 homers now by Washington. Washington 3 home runs in the ball game. Here's McMullen. McMullen 0 for 2. Boswell comes in there with a 3-10 right-handed. That's going to be a grounder wide of second. Allen there has it, throws him out for out number 2. But the Senators will bat around here in the 5th as they send Paul Casanova to the plate. Casanova 0 for 2. Boswell the windup and the pitch on a 6-5 right-handed. A grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Tovar gets tested again. Huh? Tovar a 4-42. Here's the play. On an 11, that's the E rating. A 2 on a 42, that does not sound good at all. It's a split result. The white die 1 through 2, which it is a 2-base error. So Tovar throws it over the first baseman's head. Casanova takes second. I'm going to see if I can get away with this here. Here's Brinkman now. Runner at second, 2 down. Boswell into the windup. 3-10 right-handed. That's a triple to 14. On an 18, he'll settle for an RBI double. And I'm not going to get away with it. I was thinking I could split the column if he made it out, but we're going to have to do it the hard way. So in E6, he takes second. RBI double scores the unearned run. And here comes Rickard. And the Senators have blown it wide open. Left-handed hitter. Boswell comes in with a 4-7, and he walks the pitcher. Oh my goodness. So Boswell not faring much better than Grant. And Fred Valentine represents the 12th batter the Senators will send to the plate here in the 5th inning. They've already plated 7. Boswell checks the sign. Now from the stretch, the pitch to Fred Valentine. A 6-7 lefty is a grounder to second base X. That's Allen, a 3-E-22. Tough play for Bernie. On a 5, he's got it. Fine. Stopped by Allen. To his feet, throws him out to retire the side. That was a beautiful play. Little like closing the barn door after the horses are out of the barn, though. 4-3X, side retired. 5, 6, 7 runs for the Senators. On 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, they leave a pair. It's now 8-2 at Washington. I'm going to need a minute to rearrange my score sheet. That's a continuation of the 5th. Okay. So that's going to be the 6th, 7, 8, and 9. So Rickard takes the mound, now gifted a 6-run lead. We'll see if his wildness issues continue to plague him, or if with a big lead he'll just start throwing strikes. Tony Oliva will lead it off in the bottom of the inning. Tony 0 for 2 today. Rickard gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Oliva. It's a 4-8 left-handed, and ball 4, he walks him. So Rickard picks up right where he left off, walking people. Oliva, a star 15 stealer. The battery -2 makes him a 13, and with a big lead, they won't hold him. Here's Costco now, 0 for 2 so far. Rickert working from the stretch. Comes set. The pitch to Costco is a 6-2 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Howard. Just shy of the track, pulls it in for the first out. And here's Killebrew. Killebrew is hit by a pitch and walked so far. Rickert from the stretch. Pitch to Harmon Killebrew, a 3-3 grounder down to third. McMullen has it to Blassingame for one. The turn to Nen in time for the double play. Pitcher's best friend ends the inning. We played 5 here in Minnesota. Senators leading 8-2. So now I got to keep my shit straight here. Ben, good point. Yes, sir. So they will not be using this. Let's just put a line through it right now so I don't screw that up later. Nice, Jeremiah. Okay, to the 6th we go. Blassingame will start it off. He's 2 for 3 today. The light-hitting Don Blassingame. Boswell into the windup now. That's going to be a 6-7 left-handed, a grounder to second base X. Allen will be tested again, a 3E22. Here's the play. On a 7, he makes the play and throws him out. Nice play, Bernie Allen. So 2 in a row on the second base X chart. Allen handles them both cleanly, and here's Dick Nen. Nen 1 for 3, knocked in a pair in that wild 5th inning. Boswell into the windup. 6-3 left-handed is a fly to left field X. That's Allison again, a 3E10. Allison racing towards the gap. Here's the roll on the play. He's not going to get it. It's down and rolls to the wall. Picking it up, Nen rounds. Here's the throw, and Nen is in second with a double. So Nen with his second hit of the afternoon. He's in scoring position with 1 away for Frank Howard. Howard, 2 for the 3, launched a mammoth home run in the 5th. Boswell checks the runner now. Pitch to Bigger Frank is a 6-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Howard, a vicious cut, but he comes up with nothing but air, and there's 2 away. And here is the story of the day of the amazing Jim King. 2 for 2 with a pair of home runs. He now has 8 home runs on the season, which places him among the league leaders, and he only has 40 at-bats. Boswell comes in with a 4-3, a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Rollins, a 4E23 down there. Hold your breath on this one. Here's the play. On a 12, the error rate. It's that dreaded 5, however. On a 23, he boots it for an error. E5, Nen to third. Error, Minnesota. Actually, that's their second error. I forgot to put that one in there. Nen will hold at third. Just not the Twins' day so far. It certainly seems that way, Ben. Rolling 5s on the error chart. McMullen is 0 for 3, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Boswell. It's a 6-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Boswell's able to strand him. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Rickard's in good shape here if he can just start getting the ball over the plate. Bottom of the sixth will feature Bob Allison, Earl Batty, and Bernie Allen. If anybody gets on, a pinch hitter for the pitcher. So here's Allison. He's been on both times today. Walked in the second, was hit by a pitch in the fourth. Rickard staring in to get the sign now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Bob is a 4-9 right-hander. That is a ball crushed to deep left field. Howard starts back and then just turns around and admires it as it lands halfway up the seats. Bob Allison has just made it 8-3 with a leadoff home run in the sixth. For Bob Allison now, that is his first home run of the season. I'm as shocked as you are. Granted, he doesn't have anything against righties, but he has prodigious power against lefties. Look at that. That's 4, 8, 9, almost 15 home run chances against left-handed pitching. And he got this one off of Rickard's card. So Allison finally unloads his first home run of the season. And here's Earl Batty. Yeah, the comeback has to start somewhere. Batty 0 for 2 today. Rickard into the windup. That's going to be a 3-6 left-handed. A grounder down to third. McMullen has it. Steadies and throws across to Nen for the first out. And that'll bring up Bernie Allen, 0 for 1 with a walk. Left on left. Rickard comes in there with a 4-8 and walks him. How many is that now? Rickard has walked 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 walks and 2 hit batters. And yet he's leading 8-3. Twins will set up a pinch hitter now. So that will be the end of the line for Boswell. Boswell came on with 1 out, worked an inning and 2/3. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out a pair. Problem with the Minnesota bench is it's almost all left-handed hitters. So we need a left-handed hitter who could actually do something against lefties. It's going to be Ted Eulander hitting for the Twins. Ted Eulander, left-handed batter. Eulander so far just 2 for 21. One of those hits a home run. Man on first, 1 away. Left on left. Rickard comes in there 6-8 and strikes him out. So Eulander retired. It will be up to Tovar. Tovar's already hit a home run in this game, walked twice. Rickard on the stretch. 5-7 right-handed as a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Blasingame, a 4E14. Wade ranges behind the bag, and here's the play on an 18. He's got it. Goes the short way to Brinkman, and that'll do it. One run for the Twins on the Bob Allison home run. We're through 6 in an 8-3 ball game. Let's see who's going to pitch now for the Twins. Bottom of the order coming up. Then you've got the lefties. They're going to bring in the left-handed Jim Merritt. Merritt, among other things, a favorite of mine. I actually met him once after he was retired. Super nice guy. So Merritt will come in now to pitch the 7th. So far in the replay, he's pitched 5 scoreless innings, 1-0 with a save. I'm going to take a short break before the 7th. Okay, we are back. It's warming up in here pretty quickly without the air conditioning on. I find my mind wandering a bit today, so my apologies for that. Try to zero in here and focus. Lopsided score does not help, I'll tell you that. Okay, so here's Merritt now. Boswell is done. And it'll be the bottom of the order for Washington. Casanova, Brinkman, and Rickard. Merritt gets the sign from Batty. Here's the windup and the pitch. Paul Casanova on a 6'9" right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Merritt fans Casanova. And here's Brinkman. Merritt, I remember, more from the Cincinnati Reds, actually. Brinkman's 2 for 3 today. Merritt into the windup. Here's the pitch now. It's a 3-5 left-handed. Struck him out. So Merritt comes on and announces his presence with authority, fanning the first 2 batters he faces. And now he'll be facing the pitcher, Pete Rickard. Left on left. Here's the pitch, a 5-8. Fly ball into right field. It's a can of corn for Oliva. And he gets a 1-2-3 inning. I was hoping he was going to strike out the side. You always figure with the pitcher upright, there's a really excellent chance of that happening, especially a left-handed hitter against Merritt. Look at all the strikeouts on Merritt's card against lefties. Now he's got pretty good Ks against righties too. I got to look at this card now. 124 in 144 innings. Strikeout ratio about 4-1. How the hell was he 7-14 with those numbers? He did, Frank. Yeah, he was a 20-game winner for the Reds. Yes, sir. Kenyon chimes in as well. I think it was 1970 when he won 20. Could have been 71, but if I had to commit, I'd say 1970. Could have been 69, too. It was somewhere in there. I'm going to say 70. Somebody will look it up and correct me if I'm wrong. Bottom of the 7th we go. It'll be Rollins, Oliva, and Costco for Minnesota. Rich Rollins 1 for 3 today. Rickard into the windup. Here's the pitch to Rich now. It's a 4-7 right-handed. Fly ball into right field. That's King. He's there to handle it for out number 1. And here's Oliva now. 0 for 2 with a walk. Left on left. Rickard delivers a 4-4. Fly to center field X. That's going to be Valentine, a 4-E8. Tough play for Fred. He's on his horse. And here's the play. On a 14, he can't get it. That's down for a base hit. Valentine gets it in quickly as Oliva rounds and holds with a 1-out single. Oliva a star 15, not held at 13 with a -2 battery. And here's Costco now. Andy Costco 0 for 3 today. Rickard checks the runner. Now from the stretch. 4-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Costco on strikes. And Harmon Killebrew will come to bat. Killebrew 0 for 1. Rickard staring in to get the sign. Here's the pitch to Big Harmon. 3-2, a liner right into the glove of McMullen, and that'll do it. Twins go down in the 7th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. I'm going to look at Rickard's strikeouts now. It seems to me he hasn't had that many of this game for a strikeout pitcher. 1-2. That's just his 3rd strikeout. We're through 7. Senators 8, Twins 3. Jim Merritt will come out for his 2nd inning of work. Yeah, he was like their ace starter for a while, wasn't he? Jim Merritt for the Reds I'm talking about, of course. We go to the 8th, 8-3 Washington. They'll send up the top of the order. Fred Valentine to start it off. He's 1 for 4 today. He'll turn around and bat right-handed against Merritt. And here's the windup on the pitch to Fred. It's a 2-12, base hit into right. Valentine goes the other way with it. And he's aboard with a leadoff single. Let's check the battery now. Valentine a star 17. Merritt with an excellent -4 hold, however. Batty a 0. That would make Valentine a 13. They will not hold him on. Not likely he's going to steal with a 5-run lead. Here's Blasingame now. Left on left. Merritt delivers a 5-9. Struck him out. 3 strikeouts for Jim Merritt now. And here's Nen, the first baseman. Nen not good against lefties, but he's a good defensive first baseman, and with a 5-run lead, he'll stay in. He's 2 for 4 today as Merritt delivers from the stretch a 6-5 lefty. That's a high fly ball into the gap in left center. That's going to be off the wall and roll away from Costco. Here comes Valentine. They're sending him. He's coming to the plate. He's going to score. The throw into third. Nen is in with a triple. There it is. There's the triple. Let's take another look at it. 6-5 left-handed. Homer to 7. On a 10, it is an RBI triple for Dick Nen. That makes it 9-3, and here's Howard. Whew. Well, I'm going to pull the infield in. It may be too late, but I'm doing it. Infield is in. The pitch to Big Frank Howard is a 5-7 right-handed. Grounder to second base X. That's Allen again. A lot of X plays to the middle infield today. Allen a 3E22. With the infield in, here's the play on a 5. That's a ground ball A. The runner will hold as Allen throws Howard out. So 4-3X, that's the second out. And here's King now. King will also remain in the game for his defense. Howard will probably come out, but King will remain. Here's the pitch to King. A 5-4 left-hander to the fly to center field X. That's going to be Costco. He's a 4-E-5. This is a tough play for Andy on his horse. Going back now. Whoops, going back now. Here's the play, a 16-4. He makes a fine running catch. He had to go way back for that fly ball, eh? And he hauled it in to retire the side. 8X, side retired. The Senators, however, tack on another run on 2 hits. They leave Nen stranded at third. And it is 9-3. They'll take Howard out. Locke will come in Howard's spot and play center with Valentine moving to left. -2E9 -2 for Locke. All eyes are on Pete Rickert now. He's in his second endurance inning, leads it by 6. Looking to go all the way here this afternoon. Bob Allison will lead it off. Allison homered his last at bat. In fact, Bob has not been retired today. Walked, was hit by the pitch, and homered. Rickert into the windup now. The pitch to Allison. That is a 4-10 right-handed. Oh, man, he just missed clocking that one out of here. It's a deep fly ball to straightaway center. Valentine back on the track at the wall makes the catch for the out. I'll tell you, Allison clocked that one, but to the deepest part of the ballpark, Valentine, playing deep anyway, was able to get back there and make the catch. And that'll bring up Batty. Batty 0 for 3 today. Rickert into the windup. Here's the pitch to Earl. It's a 2-6 left-handed fly to center straight away. Valentine barely has to move for the... Excuse me. Don Locke barely has to move. God, I'm bad that way. Can you believe that? I just put him in center. That's right. Don Locke is in center. He made both of those plays. And with 2 out, it's Bernie Allen. Allen's walked twice today. The pitch from Rickert, a 5-9 is a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Steady Eddie. That's his first X play of the day. He's a 2E29. Into the hole on a 2. It's under his glove for a base hit. That was a tough play for anybody. And that'll put a runner on with 2 down, and we will have a pinch hitter for Merritt. So Merritt worked 2 innings today, gave up 2 hits and a run. Didn't walk a man, and struck out 3. Zoilo Versailles is the only right-handed batter on the Twin bench. He's going to hit now. He pinch hit in this game in real life. I was holding him back earlier in the event that he was needed to come in and play shortstop. No point holding anything back now in the bottom of the 8th with 2 down. Mop-up time for the Twins. Dwight Siebler's throwing. Here's Versailles. Rickert from the stretch. 5-7 right-handed as a grounder to second base X. That's Blasingame, a 4E14. Here's the play. On an 8 E-range, so it's a 9 on a 14. He makes the play to retire the side. 4-3X, down goes Zoilo. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We've completed 8. It is 9-3 Senators. Here comes Dwight Siebler. Dwight Siebler, who I know really nothing about, I have to admit. Siebler, a right-handed pitcher. He's been in 2 games so far. 4 innings with a 2.25 ERA. I will say he's not one of the best options in the pen. This is a good time to use him in a game like this. It'll be McMullen, Casanova, and Brinkman for Washington. I'm taking a moment now before we go to the 9th to catch up on the chat. Oh wow, Merritt was 4th in the Cy Young balloting in 70 with his 20-win season, and led the league in 67 with fewest walks per inning. And for Jeremiah, Merritt underperformed in his 69 replay. Yeah, then he fell off. No, they're all different. It's great. So many games to play, so little time. Thank you, Frank. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's been a blast. Even though the game was a blowout, I've still had fun today, and I hope you have as well. Here's Ken McMullen. He's 0 for 4. Siebler now ready to work. Here's the pitch to Ken on a 6-6. He walks him. So Siebler, comes on and walks the first batter he faces. And here's Casanova now. Siebler out of the stretch. That's a 4-6 right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Tovar is there for the first out. And here's steady Eddie Brinkman. The light-hitting shortstop is 2 for 4 today. Siebler checks the runner. 6'10 right-handed is catcher's card X. That will be Batty, a fine defensive catcher, 2-E2. And here's the play. On a 6, wild pitch and a pop out. Wild pitch charge to Siebler. That allows McMullen to take second. Brinkman pops out to the catcher for the second out. And, of course, Rickert's going to bat. He's going for it. Yes, you did, Ben, and good work on that. Well, no wonder I don't know much about Siebler. That's kind of, and now I have questions, right? He was obviously effective, and yet only threw 117 career innings. And this year was his only full season. And he only pitched 50 innings in this season. Primarily a reliever, the line would indicate that he was a spot starter, so he'll probably get a couple of starts. 2 to be exact. He had 2 starts. Here's Rickert, a left-handed batter. Runner at second, 2 down. Pitch to the pitcher, 2-7. He struck him out. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th. I'd look for a replacement for Blasenkamp, but I don't think they have anybody. And on top of that, the score isn't particularly close. We could put Ken Hamlin in at second, but it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other there. Top of the order for the Twins. It's Tovar to lead it off. 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. He homered back in the 3rd. Rickert looking for the complete game now. Goes into the windup and the pitch is a 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll bring up Rollins. I want to thank everybody for watching today on a pretty toasty Sunday afternoon across the country, right? It's 95 here. It's going to get hotter. Rollins 1 for 4 today. Rickert gets the sign from Casanova. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Rollins now on a 6-6. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So in the final inning, Rickert finds his K pitch. His control, shaky early, seemed to improve as the game progressed. And the Twins are down to their final out. It'll be Tony Oliva, 1 for 3 with a walk. Rickert gets the sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Tony. Oh, a 3-10 fly ball to left field. That's going to do it. Valentine in left makes the catch to end the ball game. And the Senators stunned the Twins today 9-3. I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Holy cow, that was some kind of hitting for the Senators today. Siebler in his inning, no hits, a walk and a K. Rickert with a complete game, surrendered only 3 hits. Didn't it feel like more? That's because he walked so many. A 3-hitter for Rickert. Holy cow, I didn't even notice that. 2 of the hits were home runs. He walked 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He walked 7 and hit 2 batters. And uncharacteristically, 2, 3, 4, struck out. Well, he ended up with 6. That's respectable. Rickert with the win improves to 3-4. Grant takes the loss. He drops to 4-2. The totals on the game for Washington: 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For the Twins, 3 runs, just 3 hits, and 2 errors. And that run was unearned. So that would be 5 earned runs for Grant. Boy, that is winning ugly. I got to concur, Mike. Player of the game, Rickert. 3-hit complete game. I got to admit, I didn't realize it was that good of a game as the game was progressing. Oh, I can't forget about Jim King, can I? 2 more homers and a walk. You know, I'm going to split it between them. Both deserving. Pete Rickert and Jim King, co-players of the game. King now 8 home runs and 40 at-bats. How about that? To me, that's the most stunning thing of the day. Let's take a look ahead on the schedule here. Tomorrow, it's going to be the San Francisco Giants at the New York Mets. The second game of that series, it'll be Bobby Boland on the mound for the Giants, Jack Fisher for the Mets. .800 slugging, Ben says. Holy crap. Jim King joining the collection of folk heroes that includes Fred Talbot and, oh God, I can't think of his name now. The right-handed pitcher for Pittsburgh. Why do I do that? The joys of getting old, I'm telling you what. Sisk, Tommy Sisk, yes, and of course Jim Duckworth. Who can forget Jim Duckworth? Thank you, Kenyon. Jackie Warner, another one, leading the American League with 10 home runs. Makes it fun though, doesn't it? Get these unsung heroes in there. I'm gonna meander. I want to thank everybody again for watching. Join me tomorrow, 1:30 Pacific. Hopefully a closer game. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, guys. Have a great night. Take care, everybody.